guys, how's it going? Dexter here, and today we're looking at a rolling tom groove. This is a pretty straightforward one to get into with just a little bit of a change that I like to show people when they start playing on the floor tom. So any groove you currently know where you play your right hand on the hi-hat, you can just move your right hand down to your floor tom and pretend your floor tom's your hi-hat now and do this exact same groove that you were doing before, but you can play it down here. So that's just a little thing just to give you, take any groove you knew, any groove you know, and then kind of double up what you can do with it. But this one is a little bit of extra stuff in there as well. Now, if you look at the notation on this one, it looks really weird, looking at dots and things. Sometimes it's easier to read when there's X's and that. Just takes a little bit of work. Again, there's not that much going on in drum notation. It's just understanding which of those dots mean what. So the first two notes, you've got right hand on the floor tom and a bass drum. So the floor tom's that third gap down, and then the bass drum's the bottom gap there, where those dots are. And then you've got another right hand on the floor tom. So the entire way through this groove, the right hand's just playing tom, 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 tom. So again, right hand, right foot, then right hand, and that's part one. One and. Part two, you can see the kind of second gap down, that's the second dot down, that's the snare drum and a floor tom at the same time. So both hands together, followed by, and you can see we've now got two more floor toms in that third gap down, and we're going to play that with two hands on the floor tom. So again, part two, left hand, right hand together, followed by right, left on the floor tom, and that's those two notes. When they're joined together with two lines, that means it's a little bit quicker. So up to there, part one, bass drum and right hand, right hand. Part two, snare drum and right hand together, so both hands, and then both hands going right, left, down on the floor tom there. So the whole first half of the groove, part one, into two, one and two and up. And if you just repeat that, the first half of the groove, you get a pretty cool groove going on straight away. So our right hand's down here, like I said before, any groove you normally do. But that left hand coming down to the floor tom just gives it this kind of rolling feel. So one and two and up. And then we're going to go into part three, which is going to be right hand and right foot played twice. And again, if you're not into notation, you guys, you'll be able to follow along, and it's just having that visual kind of thing. It really helps people to learn. So even if you're like, I'm not reading notation, I'm not bothered about music theory, just a little bit of kind of seeing it visually just helps when you're behind your drum kit. So again, part three again, right hand and right foot twice, and then part four, that very last group of two, got both hands together again, and then a right hand to finish. So another way you can think of it is from the beginning, you're going bass and snare, right, left, bass, bass, snare, and bass and snare, right, left, bass, bass, snare. So, and that just gives you a bit of a feel. However you count it, however you think about it or process it in your brain, the end result should be the same of having this groove, but that's usually the hurdle, is what's going on in here, not what's going on down here. There's no kind of massive speed involved in here, not a massive load of coordination. It's just how you kind of perceive these notes and the order you put them in. So anyway, that's the groove just there. Just having that little right-left thing down there, it's actually very similar to playing like a ghost note groove over here. So if you're playing bass and snare, right-left, bass, bass, snare, that's actually the same groove, but with the right hand on the hi-hat and not moving the left hand. Exact same groove, but moving it around. That's the power of orchestration, which is where orchestration is just where you take a pattern and you can move it into different places. So that's the magic of it. So I hope that gives you a couple of ideas to play around with, guys. Obviously, you kind of learn this one, and then you could move it somewhere else. Move that left hand up here. So there's all sorts of things you can do, and I'll let you guys kind of figure that out. So anyway, I'm going to finish with a short solo now, just demonstrating that groove with a couple of fills and kind of where I want you guys to take it. So please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and again, you can also check out my channel membership stuff. If you click that join button, it takes you to all this exclusive content. And if you're interested in the Ghost Note stuff, I have a Ghost Note course on there which takes you through a whole load of different grooves, which actually then go a little bit onto the toms as well. So anyway, solo time. And there you have it, guys. So I will see you for the next lesson sometime soon.